Hi everyone. Today, these discussions will be about how to ensure that the board is effective, the board of directors to be effective. In order for the board of director to be effective, it must be balanced. It must be balanced in terms of its diversity. So as a board, it must be diverse. Diverse in terms of what? It must be diverse in terms of the age of the director, in terms of their qualifications, their background, experience, their race, their religion, and their nationality. This is very emphasized in the corporate governance context because as a board, they need to make decisions for the company as a whole. In a company may be operating in a very different country altogether. Therefore, they need the director from different country to make a particular decision from seeing through from different perspective and able to challenge the director, each and everyone, to ensure that a particular decision at the end of the day able to survive any crisis and able to reflect the local culture of different country. So for such purposes, the board must be diverse. However, the diversity sometimes can bring about some of the limitation and challenges for the company because the main purpose of the diversity is actually challenging the very basic thing called the grouping effect, where the director, for example, in a Toyota in 2010, all the directors are male director consisted of all the Japanese director, 29 of the males. So they're making a particular decision, so they lead to the financial collapse in the Toyota in 2010. That's why need the director from different background to able to ensure that the decision has been deliberated to ensure that. So in order for this, they come out with this concepts of the diversity in the board structure. When the board structure has been diverse, so they are able to bring about the positive impact. For example, the society able to see that as having a confidence in the board, for example, because they see their board having so many directors from different countries and their experience is so good, both from engineering background, accounting, medicines, whatever, don't know. So by doing this, they're allowing having a confidence towards the company, therefore they're willing to invest in the company. And for the company itself, the director having a different background, able to see things to their competitor eyes, for their customer eyes, or the supplier eyes, so they're able to see things through their perspective. For example, in the country A, they're operating here, so they want to move to country B, right? So having a country B director here will reflecting to know what's their consumer one, right? So that's why this is one of the advantages also. So having a director from different background also allowing the company to be seen to promoting a social acceptability. For example, because the director need not be so diverse, right? But it's so happen to be reflecting the proportion of the races in a particular country. So they think, a particular race is happening to be on the board of directors, so actually the board is actually promote the equal opportunity for all the members of the society. And the last benefit I can think of is actually having a director from different country is allowing it to contribute to the deliberations of a particular decision making. But what all the limitations can be think of right now was of the diversity is we cannot allow a diversity decisions, all the directors from different background to contribute to a particular decisions, and then that's all. There need to be some kind of the robust processes to ensure that all the decision has been taken into account and consider it before the final decision has been made. We cannot just allow it to shape the final decision. That's the first one. The second one, sometimes diversity, right? The director are coming from a totally different background. So the CEO, the operating management, the top management, all these things, they need to explain something that seem to be so simple that anyone inside this industry know about that, but they need to explain to them. So they may feel so frustrated having to waste time to explain something so simple to them. So that's why it delaying a strategic decision making. And the third thing was because the director, the NED know such thing, right? The director from a different background, they know this thing. So they feel shy, they want to keep their face, therefore they don't want to ask such a thing. Therefore defeat the very purpose of appointing an NED which will be discharging the monitoring role. And the one thing sometimes is not guaranteed is the diverse board, then it will be guaranteed from free from the grouping effect, because sometimes the dominancy in a board is more about a personal temperament, it's a character or a person, for example having a nominal CEO or a chairman on a board, so able to influence the other views. So it's not so much on guarantee on this aspect. And there is one limitation of this, is very important. In some industry, for example, it's very specialized one, in the banking industry, insurance, all these things. The regulated industry sometimes require a very specialist director. They don't need a very diversified one, because sometimes it will become more dysfunctional in a company with a different background, because all they need is actually a very special background, for example in the financial institution. So these are the things that need to be considered, whether for a particular board need to be diverse or not, need to take into account in which industry they're actually operating, and the amount of resources do they have, and how many countries they're operating, and the business ownership structure they need to think about also. So I think this is all that I wanted to share. Thank you all of you. Bye bye.